What's going on, people? Welcome to Football Carnage, and we are back. International break is over, chat, and it's time to get back to regular scheduled programming. Got another Madrid hype for you guys right here on the channel. A lot of stuff to get into because we got a busy week coming up, right? The next 7 days is going to be real crucial to our season, chat. And with all the injuries that we have, with all the news that's circulating, there's just so much that I need to get off my chest. But big up to everybody that's going to be in here. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications, and get in the live chat. If you happen to click on this stream after I'm done, I'll add some chapters so you guys can skip around and listen to the parts that you care about the most. But big up to everybody that's in here, man. International break is out of here. No more international football until March. So, nice little break that we get from the regular season breaks. But look, guys, the biggest thing that I wanted to call out before we even get started, no injuries. None of the players that went on international duty are injured. Thank you, God, because we could not afford another injury. I'm telling you this right now. We are so thin that if a player would have gotten injured during this international break, the club would have had to sign me or one of you guys in the chat because we're just struggling for options right now. But look, man, big up to everybody that's in here. What's going on to my guy Adam saying good morning? Yo, good morning, my guy. Big up. Deca also says big up. Bro, it's not time to talk about your team yet, but the focus will shift to Liverpool after the game on Sunday. Trust me, it's going to be a lot of things to talk about there. And yeah, bro, no more international breaks until March. Big up to my guy Jason as well. What's going on, man? Hope that you guys are all doing well, right? International break was a little bit slow in terms of the news that was coming out. So shout out to everybody that watched the pre-recorded videos that I released, right? I didn't really do that many lives. Some of the watch-alongs that we did were lit, right? Uruguay versus Brazil last night was a fire watch-along. So yeah, man, big up to everybody that's been here. But look, as I said, international break is over. It's time to get back to business, all right? We got some big games coming up, a lot of news coming out, transfer news on some outgoings, and possibly some incomings as well. But I'm going to be real with you, chap. I've not been that happy with what's happened at the club during the international break. When we beat Osasuna the other week, great performance, right? 4-0, ass whipping. Best game that we've had all season. Now, we know the injuries that came from that game, some major injuries, such as Eder Militao being out for the rest of the season. And I thought that by the time we came back from the international break, there was a possibility that Sergio Ramos would have been signed by the club. Now, he's not been signed by the club, right? We're still very short in our defensive areas, and the club have refused to bring him back. And that's not even one of the topics that I have, but it's really pissing me off because I'm about to start ranting when I get into it, actually. But the fact that Sergio Ramos is available right now as a free agent, which means we could have signed him up during the international break and he could play for us immediately. The fact that there's reports saying that he's called us multiple times and that we've rejected him is actually pissing me off. Because I don't think that the club realize just how much of a defensive crisis we are in right now. And that does lead me in to the first story that we have for the day, right? So I need you guys to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications, and get in the live chat and let me know what you think about each of the stories that we're going to talk about, because we got quite a few. A lot of stuff that's not sitting well with me. But let's just get into it. So the biggest news that I think I've seen recently is that there's still doubts on whether the club are going to make signings in the January window. And I cannot for the life of me understand how this makes any sense. And I'm really starting to get pissed off because the squad building has been so poor. We all know that we need signings in January. We know how thin we are at the back. We're going to have to play Fede Valverde at right back for the next few games because of the injury crisis that we have. No Danny Carvajal, no Eder Militao for the rest of the season. So we're going to have to rely on Rudiger and Raul Asensio. Now, Raul Asensio, the kid from the academy, I think he had a very good debut against Osasuna. But who's to say that we don't get any other injuries? We're one center back injury away from having to play Jesus Vallejo 90 minutes. This is why I'm pissed off about the Sergio Ramos news. Because it just makes the most sense to bring him back on a 6-month deal. And you don't even have to start Sergio Ramos. I'm not calling for this guy to come in and be our captain again and be the No, I'm just saying you sign Sergio Ramos and you can have him on the bench as an emergency option because Sergio Ramos on the bench is better than Vallejo on the bench. But look at this report. Real Madrid's chances of signing a center back in January are decreasing day by day, but nothing is fully decided. Matches like the one versus Liverpool will help in deciding. Why does whatever happened at Liverpool matter? Even if we win that game, we should still be looking to make some moves in January. Another report that came out is that when Tchouaméni returns from injury, he will play center back for the rest of the season. What is going on at this club? Chat, are we poor? Are we broke? Because it's starting to look like we don't have no money to spend. I don't understand it at all. What's the point in announcing that last season the club made over €1 billion, a record for any team in history, and we're not spending money? So who cares? Who cares about how much money we brought in last season? Where's it going? We should have a war chest to tackle that January market. But no, it's looking like another January of no signings. Now, there's a bunch of conflicting reports, right? There's some people saying, no, Madrid will try and sign players. And then there's another saying that we're not going to sign players. They're saying that because David Alaba is expected to return in January, we don't need to make signings. David Alaba has been out for over a year now. When this guy comes back from injury next year, you can't just throw him out there. This guy's going to have to slowly get his match fitness. You know, you might have to sub him on in like the 80th minute in games just to get his footing back underneath him. You can't just, what, you think he comes back from injury and you just start playing him 90 minutes week in, week out? This shit is not FIFA. It's not FIFA, chat. I'm honestly starting to think that we are broke. I'm being so serious. I'm starting to think that we don't have the money to spend because that's the only way that this makes sense. The last time we signed a player in January, it was Reiner Jesus, the Brazilian kid from Flamengo who flopped. That was like January 2020. Last season, we had all those injuries. And the club did not sign anybody in January. Now, luckily, last season, right, we were able to overcome all of that. Had a very successful season. But right now, it's not looking like we're going to be able to replicate what we did 12 months ago. Because our form, for the most part, has been shit. Our defensive record this season has been shit. And the injuries are coming back. So I don't know if we're going to be able to go on and win the Spanish Super Cup, La Liga, Champions. I don't think we're going to be able to do that this season. Because with all the injuries that we have right now, there will be more. We're only in November. So if the club do not sign any players in January, and if we go on the rest of the season, there are so many competitions that we're in right now. You don't think more people are going to get injured? That's just how football works. Every team deals with multiple injuries throughout the entire season. This is why you need a big squad when you're in a lot of competitions, especially when you're going deep in those competitions. But the board is actually starting to piss me the fuck off because I just do not understand what the stubbornness is. Bring in Sergio Ramos, and you could still go sign a defender in January. The main reason that I'm saying to bring in Ramos is because you can bring him in right now. I don't have to wait a month and a half. I can bring him now. I need defensive help now. And then you bring in Ramos, give him a 6-month deal until the end of the season, and then you go in January and you sign a fucking defender. It's not one or the other. You do both. What is so hard? I dropped a video talking about how Sergio Ramos was rejected. And big up to everybody that watched that. And some people in the comment section, they did make some good points, right? One guy said to me, well, look at how Ramos left the club, right? Refused to sign a new deal, was telling players not to take pay cuts, etc. I don't necessarily remember it being that bad to where in a defensive crisis, he can't be brought back. Now, yes, right? He didn't leave the club on the best terms, but here's where pride really ruins things. Because of Florentino Perez's pride, he's going to cost us this season. And you guys know, I love Florentino Perez. I play that intro of him dancing at the start of damn near every single Madrid-related stream. I think he is the greatest club president in world football history. But that does not mean that he does not have his faults. Because, my God, look at our squad. It's shit. Big names, no cohesiveness. No center back help. Why didn't we sign anybody in the summer? If we would have did what was required in the summer window, then we're not here talking about signing players in January because we would have already had cover. And then the fact that Tchouaméni might have to play center back. Look, y'all know I rate Tchouaméni. Man like Hawk Chua. Because he still hasn't redeemed himself from that AC Milan disaster class that he had. So Hawk Chua until he gives me a 7 or 8 out of 10 kind of performance. But regardless, I rate this player very highly. And we saw last season, he is able to play center back with Ødegaard. Because he had to do it last season because we didn't have defensive cover. But his best position is in the midfield. I think Tchouaméni is one of the best DMs in the world. I don't care what anybody tells me. I think Tchouaméni is him. The fact that we have to now move him out of position to play in the back line because we don't want to sign anybody in January, I just don't get it. Again, the club announced they made €1 billion last season. A record amount of money. If you're not going to spend it, we don't care. Chat, let me tell you something right now. My expectations for the rest of this season, very low. Very low. And I am somebody that wants Carlo out. Right? Because I don't like his tactics. I don't like his substitutions this season. I think that he's lost the plot. But let's make one thing very fucking clear. Carlo Ancelotti is the scapegoat. The club did not give him the tools necessary to head into this season. Yes, there are things that Carlo is doing wrong, as I pointed out. I do think it is time for fresh ideas and a new manager. But the board need to be held more accountable than Carlo is. Because this shit is nuts. If we don't sign a center back and some defenders in January, I swear, next summer better be a madness. Because I just cannot understand what they're saving all their money for. Like, what are you actually saving your money for? $1 billion in profit. Are we broke? I'm asking you the question. Are Real Madrid broke? You must sign somebody in January. If you want to save our season, you must bring in some reinforcements. But if not, I would definitely need next summer to be crazy. Like, there should be a lot of pressure placed on the board. Like, I would need Saliba. If we don't bring in a player next summer, I would need 2 top center backs. Because you have all this money. We didn't spend it last summer. We didn't spend it in January. So go spend it next summer then. But we are in for a very long season if these reports are true. Absolutely ridiculous. And now we have to go to Liverpool and we got to play them with the makeshift back line. Liverpool are arguably the best team in Europe right now. They're on the best form. They're top in the Premier League. They're top of the Champions League. We just saw them beat the shit out of Bayer Leverkusen. Arne Slot just destroyed Xabi Alonso. That's the manager that we want, right? Xabi Alonso. That's where all the links are heading, right? Oh, Xabi will be Madrid's next manager. Well, he just got destroyed. And the thing is, you could say that Bayer Leverkusen have a better system than us. So now what do you think is going to happen to us at Anfield with the back line that has Raul Asensio, a kid that just made his debut, and Valverde at right back? I'm always going to back the boys. But if you're thinking about it from a neutral POV, Madrid might get touched at Anfield. It might be spooky. I'm hoping that it won't. But I mean, my God, look at how many goals we're conceding. Last season, even with all the injuries, defensively, we were sound. What's going on now? Can't keep clean sheets. Getting cooked more times than not. And that's all because of Florentino Perez and the board and Carlo as well. It's a bunch of issues. But yeah, these reports really starting to piss me off. It's actually ridiculous, man. Let me see what y'all are saying in the chat. I think that we're broke. I'm going to be so honest with you guys. See, and the thing is, I don't even want to start ranting and shit already, bro. Big up to my guy, David, says, what's up, Carnage? We here from where Carnage with your rants. Nah, big up to my guy, David, bro. Rabona, what's going on? Says, maybe if Liverpool batter us, they'll get serious. That's football heritage being threatened. You know what? Maybe an ass whipping at Anfield is what we need. Maybe that's what we need, right? Sometimes you must lose to win. So if we go out there, hypothetically, if we go out there and let's say we slap Liverpool 4-1, that might be a bad thing for us because now the club are definitely not going to make any signings. They're going to say, well, look at how they played against one of the best teams in Europe. So Rabona, this is an actual great comment that I didn't think about it that way. Maybe we should be rooting for Liverpool in that game. Now, the fan in me, I can't do it. But I understand. Because what are we going to do? If we win, in the long term, we lose. Do you get it? I don't know. We'll see. But based off the form, you'd have to give the advantage to Liverpool at the moment, right? Let me see. Any updates on David Alaba? I think he's returned to training on grass. He's not a part of the first team training yet, but he's getting closer. There was some reports saying that we see David Alaba this year. I don't think so. I think David Alaba comes back in January, and the club are going to act like he's a new signing. And then they'll use that to be a reason why we don't sign a center back. Oh, David Alaba's back. Like I give a fuck. This guy might not even be the same player anymore. I've got 2 French center backs for you if you need them. Big up to my guy Hawks. Look, bro, I definitely do not want Dumb and Dumber. Badiashile and Disasi are shit. I'd rather have 2 of you guys in the chat start at center back over those 2 bums. Now, big up to my guy Hawks, though. Same. Every time I have to think of Vallejo, bro, I view talking about Jesus Vallejo the same way that I view Lord Voldemort. He who shall not be named. I don't even want to say his name. Yo, big up to my guy Vader. Man City fan here. Chat, if any of you guys like Man City content, make sure to subscribe to my guy Vader. He says that Liverpool game is a huge test. It will reveal what's good and what needs fixing. Brother, even if we beat Liverpool, I can still tell you what needs to be addressed and what needs to be fixed. I don't care what happens in that game. The outcome should still be the same. Players must be signed in January. That has to be it right there. Let's see. Don't turn Arda into Ødegaard 2.0. Big up TJ. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a little bit down the line. The power of friendship doesn't work when the friends are not available. Now, look, that's funny, bro. Friendship FC, man. Big up to McKinley says, bro, his chapter, Close from Madrid, is written blood. Why sign this guy on a free? I mean, I can't even tell you anything different to what I've already said on why it just makes sense to bring in Ramos. Blame Carlo for not doing rotation. Yeah, that is a problem as well, right? So, again, I'm not saying that Carlo doesn't deserve any blame, right? But, yeah, the club definitely have to hold smoke as well. Both do. Yeah, look, sometimes, bro, my fault. Look, bro, look, see, he's saying stop screaming. Sometimes I don't even be meaning to scream, man. You know, I just start talking. I'm not even thinking about it no more. Big up to my guy, Stanley. I don't know if I'd go that far, bro. But, yeah, that watch-along could be something legendary if it's not a good performance. I'm telling you. The football might have left them or the tools have arrived. SDFC says Real Madrid broke never. Shit, so why we moving like it? Why we moving like it? Where's the money gone? Spend it. Show me that you got the billions. Show me. Go in January and make a statement. Make a statement. You know what I'm saying? Go to Ajax. Take Jarell Hato off of them. Take a trip down to Amsterdam, right? If I was the president for Real Madrid, I would literally fly down to Ajax. We're linked to their very talented defender, Jarell Hato. I would walk into their office. I would slap their owner. I would slap their president. I would slap their director of football. Literally, I would slap them. And I would throw down 30 million on the table, and I would take Jarell Hato and go about my way in January. That's how I would be moving. Don't tell me that Florentino Perez has lost his aura. Don't tell me that he's moving scared. Because that's what it's looking like. All that money that we made last season, and you're spending none of it. So what good does it do for us? Because there's so many holes in the squad. Bro, we're moving like broke billionaires. Somebody put that in my comment section yesterday, and it had me laughing for about 5-10 minutes. Literally, we're moving like broke billionaires. That's just what it is right now. But, yo, big up to everybody that's in here, man. Do want to move forward because we do have a lot of other stuff to get into, right? And I don't really want to waste too much time on, just one topic. Let's move it along, right, guys? So, all right. Next thing that we got to talk about, chat. So, you guys know over the international break, we got some big news concerning Alphonso Davies joining Real Madrid, right? Now, according to a lot of big outlets, they're saying that the deal is already done. They're saying that he will sign a pre-agreement in January so that he can join us at the end of the season. Now, before we get into the actual story that we're going to talk about, I do just want to say that Alphonso Davies' agent has come out and said any reports about him leaving or signing an agreement with another club are false. I do want to put that out there. Now, obviously, the agent has to say this. And I think Alphonso Davies would be an idiot to sign a pre-agreement in January. I think any player is dumb if they sign a pre-agreement in the middle of the season. Because imagine if you're Alphonso Davies and you have to play at Bayern Munich for the entire second half of the season while the fans know that it's confirmed you signed a pre-agreement to leave. They're going to make his life hell. So, yeah, I don't think Fabrizio, for example, right? Because we all wait for the here we go. I don't think we'll see a here we go for Alphonso Davies until like maybe April or May. I would be very shocked if it officially gets announced and confirmed in January. But that's not what we're here to talk about, right? And if you guys do want to know my thoughts and opinions on Alphonso Davies possibly joining, I did drop a video a few days ago talking about it. You guys can watch that. Now, some of my opinions have kind of altered since then. I think I was a little bit too positive. I do have a lot of concerns, especially if we bring in Trent and Davies, right? I was always somebody that said I would only want one of them, but that's not what we're here to talk about, chat. The thing that we're going to talk about is there's reports saying that Real Madrid are considering selling both Ferland Mendy and Fran Garcia to replace them with Alphonso Davies and Miguel Gutiérrez. Now, this is a very interesting report here because what essentially it's alluding to is Real Madrid doing a major shakeup at left back. Now, I think this is strictly down to finances. I think the reason why Real Madrid are willing to sell Ferland Mendy and Fran Garcia to replace them with Alphonso Davies and Miguel Gutiérrez is down to a financial one. Now, I don't agree with that, by the way, because I rate Alphonso Davies, but we all know defensively he struggles. Miguel Gutiérrez is at Girona, cooking. He's one of the best left backs in La Liga. And he does have the potential to become one of the best left backs in the world. But again, defensively, he's not the best. Now, do I want two left backs who are better on the ball and going forward than defending? Not necessarily. See, I always thought that if we signed Alphonso Davies, I thought that meant Fran Garcia was going to be the player that gets sold. I never considered the possibility of Madrid looking to replace both of them. And Ferland Mendy's form this season has dropped off. Right? There are people who are calling for him to be sold. A lot of Madrid fans do not rate him. Now, I rate Mendy. I think defensively, in 1v1 situations, he's one of the best in the world. But the reason why earlier I said that I believe it's a financial thing is because look at it this way, chat. And there's another report that I'm going to share right here. So read this. So both Ferland Mendy and Fran Garcia could leave Real Madrid next summer. The club is considering it. Alphonso Davies will arrive. But if the club pays the $8 million clause to bring back Miguel Gutiérrez, both Mendy and Fran will leave. So now you have to really deep what I just said, right, chat? So Alphonso Davies would be a free signing, right? His contract is running out at the end of the season with Bayern Munich. So essentially, you don't have to pay a transfer fee for him. Okay. Then Miguel Gutiérrez We sold him to Girona last year. He's been playing really well. And I actually think that Miguel Gutiérrez is better than Fran Garcia. That's just me personally. But regardless, Madrid could have 2 new left backs at the club for a total fee of 8 million. Now, this is why it gets financial. Because they can sell Ferland Mendy for maybe 25, 30 million. You could sell Fran Garcia for about maybe 15 to 20 million. So now essentially, you've just sold both your left backs that are currently at the squad for a combined fee of around 50 million, and you replaced them with Alphonso Davies and Miguel Gutiérrez for a total of about 8 million. So now the club would make a huge profit while also replacing them. And I think that's kind of where it comes down to. Because we all know that Madrid are very smart business-wise. Now, whether you guys think selling Fran Garcia is the right move or selling Mendy is the right move, I do understand where the club is coming from. I just said it. I rate Miguel Gutiérrez higher than I rate Fran Garcia. I like Fran Garcia. I think he is a decent left back. I like him coming off the bench. I think going forward on the ball, especially crossing, I think Fran Garcia is one of the best crossers that we have in this squad. But he is a limited baller. I do think that Miguel Gutiérrez has a higher ceiling than him. So I wouldn't mind the club bringing back Miguel, because let's be real, Miguel Gutiérrez, right, chat? Let me pull this up. With his performances at Girona, with him being one of the best left backs in Spain, right? His value is very high. So look at it right here. Miguel Gutiérrez is valued at 25 million. Now, we have a buyback clause for only 8 million. So we'll be able to get a player for way under his market value, right? And Miguel Gutiérrez, he is from our academy. That's why we have a buyback clause. We sold him to Girona for cheap. They balled out last season. His value skyrocketed. And now we can get him for way under his actual worth. So again, it comes down to the financial side of things. But he is a good player, though. I rate him very highly. But I just don't know if I would want to replace both of our left backs, especially Ferland Mendy, because Alphonso Davies, man, this guy going forward is amazing. But defensively, I don't think he could cover me in a 1v1. That's the problem. Now, who knows what system we'll end up running next season? Because if we go and bring in Xabi Alonso, then this makes complete sense. Because Miguel Gutiérrez, Alphonso Davies, both of them can play as wingbacks. But if we stay in a back four, you would need Mendy there with Alphonso Davies to bring in some balance. But then at the same time, it's like I showed you right here, chat. The club are definitely thinking about it like, yo, look at how much Miguel Gutiérrez is worth. We could buy him for 8 million and then flip him. So the club could activate his buyback clause and then they can sell him to a team in the Premier League, for example, for like 40 million. So there's a lot of possibilities that can happen here. But I do believe that Alphonso Davies does end up joining Madrid. I think there's a reason why he's rejecting all of Bayern Munich's contract offers. Now, is he my first choice at left back? No. But I get why the club are doing it. Free. Fits the profile. Explosive. Won a lot of trophies already. And he is a good player. My first choice at left back would be Gvardiol from Man City. Now, that's not going to happen, right? Man City would want so much money for Gvardiol. I think Gvardiol is the best left back in the world. I don't think there's a left back that comes close to Gvardiol. And we know that the club like free deals. So Davies does make sense. And as I said, Miguel Gutiérrez, very good player. I've been very impressed with him at Girona. I think he is better than Fran Garcia. But he is very similar to an Alphonso Davies in terms of on the ball, going forward, overlapping, inverting, crossing, shooting. That's what makes them good players. Not necessarily the defensive side of the game. And again, if you bring in a Xabi Alonso, right? If we end up running a back three, and then we have Miguel Gutiérrez and Alphonso Davies as our two wing backs, then it makes this is what you do then. Yes, you bring in both of them. Because as wing backs, they'll be able to utilize what they're better at a bit more. But if we're going to stay in a back four, you have to keep Ferland Mendy. And Mendy just signed an extension 2 months ago, if that. So for the balance part of it, you can't get rid of both of them. But the club can do it and make profit. So I think that's where it comes down to. I hope that I wasn't too confusing there with how I kind of broke that down, chat. But let me know what you guys think about this. Like, would you sell Ferland Mendy and Fran Garcia to replace them with Alphonso Davies and Miguel Gutiérrez? Let me know. I don't know where I'm at with these chats, guys. Spending $1 billion. Bro, the thing is, yeah, spending $1 billion is crazy. I don't expect us to spend that kind of money. But come on, man. Let's flex our muscles a little bit. You literally spent $300 million on Mbappe, but all right. Okay, so see, here's the thing, Footy Judge Mo, Gel, or whatever. I'll just call you Dave. I see Dave right there. See, here's the thing, right? Let's not be stupid, okay? Let's use your critical thinking skills, buddy. So I'm going to talk to you as if you're a little bit slow, okay? Did we have to pay PSG for Mbappe? Yes or no? The answer is no. That's what makes it a free transfer. When you don't have to, there's no such thing as technically free, okay? If a player is joining you, so let's use Alphonso Davies, for example, because his picture is up there on the screen. He is a free transfer. Now, does that mean he's going to join the club and play for no signing on bonus and he's going to get paid £0 a week or €0? No, dumbass. What it means is I did not have to pay his parent club. Mbappe was a free transfer. Now, as any player does when they leave on a free, they get a huge signing on bonus and they get higher wages. But he was a free transfer because I did not have to go to PSG and negotiate for him. Now, we did not pay $300 million for Mbappe. His signing on bonus will be paid in installments, but you're acting as if we paid $300 million last summer. No, we didn't. He did not get all that money up front. But he was a free transfer. But obviously, he's not playing for free. He's getting paid. When teams don't have to buy you, you get a higher signing on bonus. You get higher wages. Because now the team has more money to allocate to you because they didn't have to pay for you. Are you following what I'm saying? It's not hard, bro. It's really not hard. Come on, my guy. Oh, bro, that's a fact. If Lunin and Courtois are both injured, Camavinga, time to put them gloves on, buddy. According to some Spanish sources, Perez is planning to sell Vinny and another star to cover the... Ignore that. Ignore that. Those reports are stupid. Militao after injury would not be the same. Facts, which is why we need to go out there in the summer window and splash the cash. We would literally need to go sign Saliba in the summer. We need an immediate starter at the clubs. Militao has now torn his ACL twice in back-to-back seasons. More than likely, he's cooked, to be honest. The two French center backs you need are Saliba and Konate. You know, the thing is, I don't rate Konate like that. I think him and Van Dijk make a very good center back partnership, but I'm more so thinking about Saliba and maybe somebody else. Let's see. When I saw the reports claiming Perez's son suggested we sell Vinny and then the talks of Arda Arsenal, I knew that they've lost their damn minds. Florentino Perez has a son? I didn't see those reports. College says because he has depth for the stadium or something and he's looking at it from more of a business standpoint. Well, of course the stadium has put the club in debt, a little bit of debt, but you don't have to sell. No, see, like that's not how we operate. We don't sell players that we want to keep. How do you sell Vinicius right now? Come on, guys. I don't believe those at all. It's not about beating Liverpool. All we want is a healthy team. Big up to Flico. Let's see. All right. So Kyler says, you're contradicting yourself, though. You believe them when they said he was signing when it was all a lie, huh? You believe them when they said he was signed when it was all a lie. No, I didn't. See, here's the thing, bro. You have to watch the content that I put out to understand. I said early on in the video that's not been officially confirmed yet, but a lot of big outlets are reporting that we've gotten the deal done. I didn't see Fabrizio say, here we go. So, yeah, no, it's not been officially confirmed. But the reports are saying that it has been done. I clearly put that out there when I was talking about the possible transfer. I didn't just say, now, I do believe he will sign for Madrid. I just don't believe it's done right now. So, that's kind of how I view it. Now, the thing is, though, Rabona, I would sell Fran Garcia for Miguel Gutiérrez. I think that Miguel Gutierrez's potential is a lot higher. I mean, like, maybe you don't agree with that. Let me see. All right, so Davies already rejected Barca, Man City, so there's no reason for him to stay at Bayern Munich. Where'd you see that he rejected them? I didn't see any reports about Davies rejecting Barca and Man City. I know that Man United and I think Chelsea as well are in for him. I think every club should be in for an Alphonso Davies. If you can get a player like him on a free, I think you'd be crazy to not try and sign him, right? Yo, big up to Venezuela. Don't worry about it, bro. You're not late. You're right on time. Big up to Mian. What's going on? Let's see. The Sergio rejection, though, it sucks. We need him. I agree. Try screaming at me in real life. Brother, I don't do threats online. Point is, you're not in my face in real life. So, does it actually matter, bro? Does it, like, what you want me to do? Sit here and threaten you online? Come on, bro. Like, what am I, 13? You wouldn't do a thing about it anyways. But, you know, it's all good. Yes, it could be beneficial. Davies' speed can help the attack, unlike Mendy. Vinny has much versatility and aggression, as Davies Gutierrez would strengthen the back line and give more depth. So I definitely think that a Miguel Gutierrez and Alphonso Davies would make us more dangerous. But the problem is, how are we going to then play defensively? Because it's a bit shaky back there. Just like you said, from a business standpoint, I don't mind bringing in Miguel and Davies. Fair enough. Big up Stanley. Diamond Head, what's good, bro? My G. Says, I don't know, man. Getting rid of Fran Garcia doesn't sit well with me because I've seen him put his all for us, but maybe you're right. Now, look, you're entitled to your opinion, Rabona, for sure. Like, we don't have to agree, right? Like, if you want to keep Fran Garcia, that's perfectly fine. Even though I rate Miguel Gutierrez a little bit higher, it's like I said, I do like Fran Garcia. I think that he is a decent left back, right? We saw when he was at, where was it? Vallecano, when he was there for a season. We saw how well he played, right? So last season, we saw when he came off the bench in games that we were struggling to break down teams, he gave us something different to Ferland Mendy. So anybody that wants to keep a Fran Garcia, I have no problem with that. It's just, I get why the club may do it. Prediction for Leganes, not going to talk about that right now because I will be dropping my preview video for that match tomorrow, right? So I don't want to give away too much right now. And big up to my guy, Hubris. What's going on, my G? Again, nobody is ever late. You joined right on time because we are about to move on to another story, right? Now, you guys kind of were alluding to this earlier, and I'm about to get real pissed off. I'm going to try not to, okay? Because I feel like I rant too much. Like, sometimes, it's like, I just start flowing. I'm not even thinking about what I'm saying. It's literally just me rambling. And I might start rambling here. But we got to talk about Arda Guler because he's being linked with a move to Arsenal. Now, this is not the kind of stories that I want to be seeing because you guys know how highly I rate Arda Guler. You guys know I view Arda as a generational kind of talent. I think this kid is something special. I love him. And I think the lack of game time that he's been given at Madrid is a joke. I'm not happy about it. And when I'm seeing these reports about him being linked to Arsenal, I'm sitting here thinking it makes too much sense. Like, this is literally a transfer that I can see happening because we have Arda Guler on the bench rotting. And that is strictly down to Carlo Ancelotti. One of my biggest issues with Carlo is how he has mismanaged Arda Guler. Now, I want to show you guys a crazy stat before I keep going. But look at this right here. Since Arda has signed for Real Madrid, this guy has played more minutes for Turkey's national team. That is a legit stat. Arda Güler has played more for his national team than he has for Real Madrid. And this is where I'm about to get pissed. Because we all know the talent that this player has. It's criminal the way that Carlo manages to find ways to not use him. Last season, I got it, right? This guy signed for us in the summer. He was injured the first half. He came back in January. And when he was given an opportunity last season, I thought Arda Güler played really well. Look at how good he looked in front of goal. I didn't even know that he could shoot like that. I was like, you know what? Maybe Carlo is just bringing him along slowly, right? Carlo is going to definitely use him more this upcoming season. I watched him play in the Euros. He was cooking for Turkey. Then we came back from the international tournaments, right? The Euros ended, Copa America ended. It was time to go on our preseason tour. Arda Güler played very well in the preseason with us. I was like, oh, this is going to be a very big season for him. Before the season started, I told you guys, Arda Güler and Endrick are the two players that I'm the most excited about heading into this season because of the potential that they have and the unknown with them. And since this new season has started, Arda Güler can barely get on the field. That is one of my biggest issues with this manager, especially when we're struggling, especially when our midfield has no creativity. Why the hell is Arda Güler not playing? Why am I watching Dani Ceballos get more minutes than him? When Brahim Diaz got injured, Brahim Diaz was out for like 5 weeks. And I'm sitting there like, oh shit, yo, Brahim is out. That's a big blow for us off the bench because Brahim is an impact sub. But this should lead to more minutes for Arda Güler. What happened? He did not get any extra minutes. So yeah, I can definitely see Arda Guler leaving if this continues. He is the best attacking midfielder that we have. Why is he not starting more games? Why is he not getting more minutes? It's a joke. And now I'm seeing all of these reports about us possibly signing Florian Wirtz. Arda Güler, I know that you're not watching this, but if you just so happen to see a clip, leave Real Madrid if they sign Florian Wirtz. If we go spend 100 million plus on another attacking midfielder, you must leave. Because clearly the club don't respect you like that. I think you should be starting. I think with the injuries that we have, with the lack of creativity that we've had from midfield, Arda Güler needs to be starting for us. I can't think of any reason why he shouldn't be right now. Especially with the injuries to Rodrigo, right? The injuries that Brahim had. I think our midfield is lacking a technical player. This guy is a major threat from anywhere on the pitch. He can shoot from outside the box. He's great at taking corners, free kicks. Everything about him on the ball is amazing. I think the only reason why Arda Güler is not talked about more highly is because of his lack of opportunities. I remember when we signed him, and initially it looked like he was going to be going to Barcelona, right? And then we came in last second and we signed him. Imagine if Arda Güler was at Barcelona right now. And I hate to even make that comparison, right? But look at how they're playing Lamine Yamal. Look at how Barcelona are playing Cubarsí, right? Casado, Fermin Lopez. The guy that got injured, Marc Bernal, the DM, he was going to get a lot of minutes as well. Look at how Barcelona are using their young players. Now, obviously, we're in a very different situation to them, right? Barca are broke. We are not. So we don't have to rely on 16-year-old kids to save us. But you do have to give them some credit in terms of they trust their young players. Imagine what Arda Güler would be doing right now if he was at Barcelona. He would be cooking. I don't think Carlo Ancelotti rates Arda as highly as we do. I know that there's been times in the media that he's come out and said that he rates Arda Güler and that he thinks that, he's going to be an important player. Actions speak louder than words. And according to Carlo's actions, I'm telling you, he does not rate this kid. Because if he rated him, he'd be playing a lot more than what he is. How many times have we seen Arda Güler not even get subbed on? How many games has he just sat on the bench? No minutes. In games that we're struggling to break down teams, where we need something else. Yo, what game was it that I officially became Carlo out? Was it against AC Milan? AC Milan, we're getting cooked. In attack, we look awful. On the ball, nothing's happening. No creativity. And this guy Carlo brought on Dani Ceballos before he brought on Arda Güler. Arda Güler didn't even get brought on, actually. So, yeah, I think next summer, there's a big possibility that Arda leaves. Obviously, we'll have to see how the second half of the season pans out. But if I was him, if Carlo is still the manager, and if they sign Florian Wirtz, I'm out of there. And I don't know why, but a move to Arsenal just makes so much sense. I can definitely see this deal happening. Now, I don't know if the club would be willing to sell him. I don't know how much he can possibly go for. I think maybe Arda Güler goes for, you would have to give me like 90, 80 million to sell this guy. And I would want a buyback clause in that deal. Because I think he'll go on to another club and absolutely cook. Because we know how good he is. I'm just very surprised at his lack of minutes this season. And I just cannot understand it. I just don't. And I try to sit here and think, well, why isn't he playing more? What I think personally, one, Carlo don't rate him. Two, I think because we've been so shit this season, when we're struggling in these games, I don't think Carlo trusts the younger players to come on. I think he just wants to rely on the same players who are out there struggling. But it's very simple. It's very simple, chat. You know what I'll do? Actually, I don't even want to do that right now because I don't have that much time. But play Arda in the 10. Play Jude in the 8 on the left. Play Valverde as an 8 on the right. You can have Camavinga, Tchouaméni in the 6. Run the diamond. Try it. Why not try it, Carlo? What do you have to lose? Your job is already under threat. You're more than likely not going to be the manager next season because of how shit we've been. We've seen so many reports about the club being pissed off about the lack of minutes that Arda and Endrick, who we're going to be talking about shortly, are getting. So why not switch things up? You're telling me that Dani Ceballos helps us out more than Arda Guler? Underneath no circumstances should Dani Ceballos ever be seeing the field before Arda Guler. I don't give a fuck what's going on. He should. What does Dani Ceballos do better than Arda? Somebody tell me. I can't name you one thing that he has over Arda Guler. Now, as far as Arsenal are concerned, I think he goes there and starts. I think Arda Güler walks into Arsenal starting 11 right now. He's better than Martin Ødegaard. He's more direct. He's more explosive. He's better on the ball. He'll create more chances. He's better at free kicks. He's better at corners. He is better than Martin Ødegaard. And I know that they rate him very highly, right? They suck off Martin Ødegaard. For me, Arda Güler is clear. And I think that he will get a lot more minutes. And Arsenal, the squad depth is not there this season, right? Their bench is shit. You see one injury to a midfielder and they just collapse. But this transfer, I don't know why, but Arda Güler to Arsenal just makes so much sense if his situation does not change at the club. But let's see, right? There's a whole second half of the season that has to be played. I personally think that he will get more minutes. I think you would have to. You have to play him more. But if come next summer, the club really do spend 130 million on Florian Wirtz, he has to leave. He has to. But that stat, this guy, 931 minutes for Turkey and only 744 minutes at Real Madrid is insane. It's insane. But we have the potential to miss out on a generational player because this manager does not trust the youth. And I'm not willing to sell him. But I think for the best move of his career, possibly, it would make sense. But man, that's going to suck if he ends up leaving. That's going to really, really piss me off. What you guys say in the chat, man? Let me see. All right. Trying to see where I left off in the chat. Nah, I actually don't have a WhatsApp group. Maybe I'll start a Discord and maybe add the members or add people. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Yo, big up to Z-Map. Footy Judge Mojo out here trying to be tough, but is named after another man's Joe. Yeah, look, man. It's all right. People talk online one way. In real life, they would never talk that way in people's face. It's all good, bro. It's all good. That's the internet. Give Arda Güler to us. No, bro. Bro, I swear to God, if he goes to Arsenal or the Premier League in general, I mean, he would cook. All right. I don't want any comments about that. Let me see. You guys have to sign better players than Mbappe. He's not fitting in this team. Big up to Mian. I wish Carnage would give me his platform for a couple of minutes. I really want to roast Mendy so bad. Maybe I'll do call-in shows in the future. When I get a little bit bigger, I don't think I'm big enough to do call-in shows just yet. The Ceballos sub ahead of Guler was criminal from Ancelotti. It's like he's beefing with him and Endrick. Facts. My guy is beefing with teenagers. We need to talk about Brahim starting too, bro. Scored hella goal. Yeah, he did score a hat trick in Morocco's last game. I think didn't he score a brace in the game before that? Yeah, he's been on some good form for them. He has to leave, not even on loan, for a permanent deal. He's that good. Yeah, I think it'll be a big mistake, man. Brahim, Guler on their best days. Yeah, I think Brahim is slightly better right now. But I think Arda Guler has a higher potential, has a higher ceiling, right? Has more potential. That's what I meant to say. But I do like Brahim Diaz, right? Last summer, when there were links to us possibly selling him, I said no. I think Brahim off the bench is one of the best players in the world. He comes on and is immediate impact. And again, we've been so shit this season that, to be honest, Brahim should be starting more games. He should. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. I just think Arda Guler's potential is slightly higher. That's all. Do I take back what I said? Big up to Dave. I have no idea what you mean, bro. Yo, Carnage, are you excited for Leganes and Liverpool on Sunday and Wednesday? Kind of. I have to see how we play against Leganes before I decide if I'm excited for that Liverpool game. Do you know more than Ancelotti, mate? Yeah, apparently I do. Because I can tell you all the problems that we have, and yet we still have them. So maybe Ancelotti doesn't know what he's doing anymore. But yeah, just because he's a manager and I'm not, what? So do you never criticize the manager? Huh, Minerals? Do you never criticize the manager? So whatever the manager does is right. Okay. So you watch us play week in, week out, and you have no critiques. Okay, fair enough. Not me, though. You might not know, but I know. And everybody else in my chat knows. You don't know ball. We do, though. Okay? I can name you 10 things right now that I think that Carlo Ancelotti is doing wrong. What are we talking about here? To add insult to injury, they had links with Wirtz as if Arda is exactly. Wirtz is the bro. Arda Guler and Wirtz, the exact same profile. Attacking midfielders that can play on the wing. So by you essentially signing Wirtz, you're telling Brahim and Arda Guler that they're expendable. Lee the Gunner doesn't believe Arda will ever join Arsenal, not even in 1 million years. Respectfully, I don't care what Lee thinks. I think this move would make a lot of sense. And if they bring in a Florian Wirtz, you have to sell somebody. And again, we don't need any attacking signings. But if you go drop 100+ million on a Wirtz, where's the room for Arda and Brahim? If Arda Guler is struggling to get minutes now, imagine his playtime with a Wirtz now added into the team. So, yeah, respectfully, Lee is negative about everything his club does. Big up to him. Very entertaining content creator. But, yeah, I don't necessarily care what he thinks. Respectfully. 35 million max. Hawks, have you lost your mind? Have you lost your mind? 35 million max. Like, the disrespect is crazy. Hold on, let me show you something. We get minimum 70. Minimum. Just based off his potential alone. Let me see. I'm kind of behind on chats right now. Shit. All right, let me try to catch up real quick so we can move on. Yeah, we can't get Diddy. No, serious. You gotta stop bringing up man like P. Diddy, bro. Like, come on, bro.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
Like, what are you talking about? We can't be getting Diddy, man. I don't think there's any baby oil at Madrid training ground. You're so right, bro. Big up to Furrycan. All right. Gabba says, you're damn high if you think Guler, who Madrid don't rate, is clear of Ødegaard. Yo, he's better than Ødegaard. Ødegaard is so mid. Oh, my God, that guy is so mid. Stop it. What are we doing here? Bunch of tough guys in the chat today. All right, shit. I didn't know I had a bunch of tough guys watching me. Damn, my fault, bro. All right, fair enough. Yo, Dave says, you wouldn't shout at me in real life. Otherwise, you would be the headline on the news. I don't know if that's directed to me or not. But all right, bro. Shit. Look. I'm not a tough guy, okay? I'm not a tough guy. I'm not somebody that's gonna be tough on the internet. Okay, so bunch of macho men in the chat. All right, fair enough. Be macho and punch up that like button. You're big enough to us, bro. Do call-in shows? Yeah, you know what? I appreciate that, Z-Map. Yeah, you know, like maybe I'll do that. I just have to figure out a way to do it because you have to be real careful with call-in shows, you know, because people could put something up on their screen or they could say something that could get me demonetized. So it's kind of tricky, bro. But maybe, you know, like I'll do something in like the future. I just got to figure out how I would. All right, let's move on. 2 more topics to get into, and then we'll get on out of here. I've already been live for an hour and 10 minutes. Fucking hell. Yo, these streams go by so fast because of you guys. Big up to the damn chat every single time. W chat every single time. But, yeah, man, look, let's move forward, though, because there is some other news about a potential player leaving, all right? So, I did allude to Endrick earlier. So we'll talk about Endrick right now. So if you guys have not been seeing the reports, this guy has been getting linked with a loan away from the club for a while now. And the latest reports are saying that Southampton want to sign Endrick on loan. Now, it's very similar to the Arda Guler situation. Carlo does not use this kid. I'm talking about Endrick is so underused that when we subbed him on against Osasuna, I almost forgot who he was. They showed Endrick warming up. I said, who the fuck is that? I literally forgot that Endrick played for Real Madrid. I swear we've only seen him play one time the last month. So, yeah, that's another issue that I have with Carlo. Now, do I believe he's going to go on loan to Southampton? No. He's also being linked to other clubs, right? He's being linked to Roma, Juve, Tottenham. And I think maybe there's a chance he goes on loan. But not to a Southampton, bro. No. See, going to Southampton is like what Danny Ceballos needs to do. I think the potential that Endrick has, going to Southampton is insanity. So I'm going to just call BS here on this rumor. But we do have to talk about the lack of playtime that he's gotten, right? Now, when we first signed Endrick, I knew he was never going to start for us week in, week out this season. I thought he would start sporadically, right? I think he will start when the Copa del Rey kicks off because we're going to probably be playing a team from like the 3rd division in Spain. So, yeah, he'll start those games. But I never thought his first season in Europe, he would be our out-and-out number 9. And then we go and sign Mbappe. Now, obviously, Mbappe is going to start more than Endrick. But I think Mbappe's been struggling so far this season. And I do believe Mbappe should have been dropped in some of these games. And I thought Endrick should have been given more starts just based off the form that we were on. Now, if we were cooking, if we were battering teams 4-3-0, right? Let's say we were just absolutely firing, everything was going perfectly, then yeah, there would be no room for Endrick to start more games or get more minutes. But the fact that I'm watching PayPal struggling to score goals, I'm thinking, why can't Endrick play more? And the thing is, Mbappe as a striker has not been an issue. The issue that Real Madrid have with Mbappe is that his shooting boots are missing. Mbappe makes the right runs. He puts himself in the right scoring positions. But every time this guy shoots the ball, it's directly at the goalkeeper. I mean, my God, make him dive. Every single time Mbappe shoots, it's so easy to save it. That's the problem that I have with him. Ever since Barcelona played PSG in the Champions League last season, Mbappe's been on shit form. He's been on shit form at the end of last season for PSG. He was on shit form in the Euros with France. And now he's on shit form at Real Madrid. When he's on the left wing, he still can't finish his chances. He just has a confidence issue. And I think the fact that Carlo Ancelotti refuses to drop Mbappe, even though he's struggling, makes him a pussy. That's why Carlo's been pissing me off. Endrick deserves more minutes. In the limited amount of time that Endrick has played, he's been very impactful. Every time he comes on the pitch, it looks like he's about to score. He deserves more starts. Because I think if he was in the position that Mbappe's been in for a lot of his shots, I think Endrick converts a lot more of those chances. And we've been seeing him get subbed on as a right winger, which I think is nonsense. If you're going to bring on Endrick, you bring him on as a striker. Yes, he's decent on the right wing, but he is the only natural number 9 that we have. And I think Carlo is mismanaging him. And if it continues, then yes, I can see Endrick leaving in the future. I do not think he's going to go to Southampton. I don't think he leaves in January. I don't think so. Because I think there will be more minutes for him in the second half of the season. Hopefully. But this guy's barely playing. Like, this guy didn't even get called up for the Brazil national team in the last international break because he was not playing. This guy didn't play for like a month. How could he get called up? The Brazil manager even said it. And I know that Endrick's got to be pissed off. You might as well have just let him stay at Palmeiras on loan if you weren't going to use him. But yes, when we first signed Endrick and when he was coming in the summer, because we signed him a few years ago, I already said it. For everybody that was talking about how Endrick was going to come to Real Madrid and score all these goals and start, I said it, he's not going to start. And this is before we signed Mbappe. I said he's not going to start week in, week out. You shouldn't be placing all that pressure on an 18-year-old kid that's just coming to Europe from Brazil. But I think Carlo has to do a better job of managing him. Has to. Because he's not going to reach his potential sitting on the bench. This guy, Endrick, is just going on stadium tours. Literally. He's not playing. He's just going from stadium to stadium and doing what I'm doing on watch-alongs. Watching the game. Not actually being a part of it. He just has a much better view than I do. But yeah, the lack of minutes for him has been a disgrace. And I think Carlo Ancelotti is a pussy. He's too scared to drop Mbappe. Mbappe should not have been starting week in, week out. Let him find his form off the bench. I think Endrick needs to start moving forward in some more games. Not every game, but find a way to put him out there. But yeah, the link to Southampton is crazy. What the hell would he be going to Southampton for? he has not fallen off like that. Like, what are we talking about here? Again, going to Southampton is like for Danny Ceballos. It's not for Endrick. If he leaves, he'll go to move to another big club. But I don't think we're going to sell him. He has to be alone. Has to be. We invested way too much money for him to just leave like that. But yeah, man, Carlo, you're mismanaging the youth, bro. It's a problem for me. Let me see. Brahim as right winger is better than Guler. Ancelotti hasn't been perfect, but I feel like the players haven't been good enough. And the injuries, anyways, no beef. It's all love. Just my opinion, mate. Bro, Minos, it's all good, bro. It's all good. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. You know what I'm saying? Just because you guys are on my channel, you don't have to agree with anything that I'm saying. Plus, artist value has dropped off because of game time. I agree. AS, why are you laughing, bro? Why are you laughing? You've never sold a player for 70 million who sits on your bench all season. 35 million is not good. It's not good. It's not good. See, you can see the potential in him. The guy registered 6 shots, all of them in the later stages of the season, as the best conversion and best guys in the winning team. Facts. Let me see. Let me see. Arda Guler, big up to Sasori. He says Arda Guler needs more game time in Madrid. He deserves to be featured in the squad more frequently, and he is the most creative and press-resistant player in the squad. Okay. Big up, bro. ZMAP says, yeah. We move on from that. Where are the mods? Yeah, that's a good question. Where is Unruly? I might have to mod somebody else up. Yeah, Dave, fix up, bro. Actually, that's actually a really good call out, Rabona. Where is Unruly? All right, Dave. Just Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, bro. You guys just hold this little timeout. You guys just hold that, bro. Good call out. Okay. Endrick could also start in the Club World Cup. Yeah, but that's at the end of this. Like, the Club World Cup is not until the summer. If anything, I think it might be a loan to try and play. Yeah, but not at Southampton, though. Let me see. Madrid has already invested in Endrick for 47 million, so it should be a loan. Yeah, I don't think he ends up getting sold. Arda is walking into every team in Europe, even Man City under Pep. He will play significantly more game time than under Carlo. Yeah, bro, look, Carlo just don't trust the youth. It's a problem, you know? It's like, bro, you got to give these players a chance, especially when we're struggling, right? It's like, why not do something different? He's not doing anything different. That's my problem. Now, again, we had a really good performance against Leganés, but what are the odds that that continues? Who knows? Sorry, not against Leganés, against Osasuna, with the possibility of it continuing against a Leganés. But, all right, chat. Last story of the day. Let's talk about a potential signing, and then we'll get on out of here, all right, guys? So, there have been a lot of links with Joshua Kimmich possibly coming to Real Madrid at the end of this season. So, it's looking like Real Madrid are trying to do a double swoop at Bayern Munich, right? Alphonso Davies on a free, Joshua Kimmich on a free. Now, how do you guys feel about Kimmich? Because I don't rate him as highly as I used to. But I do think a player of his profile is more needed than a player like a Florian Wirtz, for example, right? Because Kimmich nowadays plays as a right back. But early on, Kimmich was one of the best center mids in the world. I think a lot of people forget how good Joshua Kimmich was in midfield when he first was playing there. And could he be the possible Toni Kroos replacement? I don't know. Now, Kimmich is a very good player, right? And I think Kimmich on a free, you can't be mad at that. But as I said earlier, I do view him as more of a right back nowadays than a midfielder, right? And we all saw when we played Bayern Munich in the Champions League, Vinicius was cooking him. Like, I think he made Joshua Kimmich want to switch back into midfield. Because, this guy was making Kimmich look like an absolute scrub. Nonetheless, though, I think signing him could be beneficial, right? I think he could play in that deep role in midfield. And you can also use him as a right back, right? I would much rather have Joshua Kimmich as my backup right back than have Lucas Vazquez out there, right? And I get why the club are looking at him. I think Kimmich is good defensively. He's good on the ball. He's a good passer as well. And he does have experience, right? He's a leader for Germany. He's a leader for Bayern Munich. He's a big-time player as well. He's proven he's won a lot of trophies. But I think with his contract running down, that's the main thing that interests Real. We love a free transfer. Like, this club is so stingy, bro. Now, would he be my first choice as a Toni Kroos replacement? No. I want Enzo Fernandez. I want him. But Kimmich, he does have decent passing. I just view him as more of a right back. But I think he would be a benefit to the squad, though, for sure. For sure. Because he's versatile and, again, free. Like, you just can't beat it, bro. Like, the club are never going to beat the cheap allegations because we're moving very cheap. Because I think next summer, the defensive cover that we need to bring in needs to be crazy. Like, I think Real Madrid next summer need to have a revolution in that back line. We need a major summer. And I think Joshua Kimmich could be a player that fits in. But I think a lot of people are going to be looking at a Kimmich, right? And I personally predicted him to end up at Man City, right? Pep Guardiola is the manager that gave him his debut at Bayern, right? I think Pep bought him. I could definitely see him going to Man City. I don't think that he ends up coming to Real Madrid, but it is one to keep an eye on because, again, he is a good player. He's very good. I know some people may not rate him, but I definitely understand why the club want him. And again, just like an Alphonso Davies, right? Just like a Jonathan Tah or any player that has a higher profile whose deal is expiring next summer, like a Trent, every big club in Europe is going to get linked to him. But I think a lot of clubs could use him. Arsenal, Man City, Manchester United. He's going to have a lot of offers on the table. Now, I do not rate Kimmich high enough to bring him in to start. I would like Kimmich to be a squad player. I don't know if he'd want to be a squad player. But I think if he does leave Bayern Munich, he ends up at City. But I ultimately predict he signs a new deal. I think he'll get an extension. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that real quickly. I don't really have any strong opinions on him. I just rate him as a player in general. Just if he comes in and is a backup in midfield and you don't sign Kimmich and then you're starting him week in, week out. No. See, that's not what I want. But yeah, I think, it'll be hard to get a player like Kimmich away from Bayern Munich because we know that Bayern do not want to let go of their German players, bro. Like, literally, they want the best German players. They're a German team. So I think he ends up staying at Bayern. But if he does leave, I don't see it happening with him coming to Real Madrid. But the club are interested. Let me enter the chat, then we'll get on out of here, guys. I already put this up. If Lewis can develop in a team like City in a span of a year, why not Arda and Endrick? Yeah, it's true. Rico Lewis is a good player, man. He's a good player. I think he's the future at right back for Man City. He's better than Kyle Walker, in my opinion, right now. Bro, we don't need any midfielders. We do. Right? Because we know that defense is the main issue, right? And big up to my guy, Raph. But we are missing a deep-lying playmaker. We don't have that profile in the squad. We don't have any player that can do what Toni Kroos was able to do. Camavinga cannot do that role. Tchouaméni cannot do that role. Neither can Jude. Neither can Fede Valverde. We need a player that can sit deep and have that kind of passing range. That's why I want Enzo Fernandez. Now, I agree. We do not need a midfielder in the attacking areas. And we don't need center mids technically. We do need a center mid that fits that profile of a deep lying playmaker, but we don't need any 10s, right? We don't need any wingers. We don't need any strikers. We are covered there. We need... Okay, next summer, chat, Madrid need 2 center backs, left back, right back, deep line playmaker. In all, we need 5 signings. 2 center backs, again, deep line playmaker, a right back, and a left back. That's what we need. Let me see. He was insane in that double pivot with Goretzka in 1920 at COVID. Yo, bro. In that pivot, Kimmich early days was a monster. Yeah, but maybe I'll talk about it in more depth as the links get a little bit stronger. I just saw the news today, and I didn't really have time to process it. I was like, but I'll touch on it real quick. Hey, I could be a mod? Yeah, bro, let me think about it. Because, yeah, I definitely should get another mod. Yeah, actually, you know what? Hubris, you are here a lot. You are. You know what, bro? All right. You're modded, bro. You're modded. Yeah, because I think it's just unruly, but, yeah, he's not been here, so... You're definitely right, bro. You definitely earned it. Hubris, you joined every single stream. So big up to your damn self, man. I appreciate the support. Let me see. The door is there for Kimmich. All he needs to do is talk with the club. Yeah. I mean, again, I don't want Kimmich to start, though. But if he leaves Bayern, because if he starts at Bayern Munich, like, why would he leave Bayern to then go to another club and not start, you know? So what are you saying, guy that wanted Tchouaméni out? Okay. Yo, let's end this here. All right, chat? Big up to your damn selves, man. W chat every single time. Get me, bro. Fun stream, right? Make sure that you guys smash that like button on your way out. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on those post notifications. I may be back later with another show, okay? I may come back. No guarantee. But tomorrow, for sure, I'll be dropping my match preview for the game against Leganes on Sunday. So make sure that you guys keep an eye out for that. And yeah, maybe later we'll do a rival talk with my guy, Edwin. We could cook him where we talk about Premier League and just different things, all right? So big up to your damn selves, right? W chat every single time. And people, in a bit, man, again, appreciate all the support. The channel's growing at a really good rate. And that's all because of you guys, right? You guys make this so easy. So I appreciate every single person that watches. Even if you don't get in the chat, I appreciate you. You're in the chat, I appreciate you. You smash the like button, I appreciate you, right? And more content's coming. Again, back to regular scheduled programming, right? We got watch-alongs coming up on Friday. We're going to do Carlo press conference reaction. We're going to also do Bayern versus Augsburg, right? Tomorrow, going to be dropping a match preview. Saturday, we're going to be doing Leicester versus Chelsea. We'll do Man City versus Tottenham. And then Sunday, we got Leganes versus Madrid watch-along, bro. So, again, man, I appreciate y'all so damn much. And I'll catch you in a bit, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully, I'm back later. But if not, don't worry about it, chat. In a bit, people. Peace.